Hello everybody, how are you doing today? Welcome back to another energy reading for the week of March 15th, 2021. So, those of you that don't know me, my name is Trisha Schinkel. I am your intuitive spiritual healer and coach from innerbuddha.ca. So my job, my role in this whole endeavor is to help you along your healing journey, along your spiritual awakening path. So I work with empaths and healers. We work together to heal from your past trauma, pain, suffering, all of that. And I find that when you work through all that junk that you've been carrying around, things start to happen. Things start to open up and things start happening for you. And that's my most favorite part of it all. But you do have to get through the garbage to get to the diamonds. That's what I always say. So that is a little bit about what I do. I am booking consultations now, so if you are interested, just message me, let me know. So this week, this energy this week, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It really is. When I first tapped in to, and I asked our guides and our angels to step forward and bring any messages forward that we needed to hear this week. What did we need to pay attention to? Where do we need to shift our focus? What do we need to do to get us in that place where we can make the best use of the energy that's available to us, right? Just a second here. So what I got when I first went in, and I go into a light meditation, and I asked the guides, and the first thing that came out was rest, reflect, and unwind. So that's a pretty amazing message to come through, because that gives you permission to take it easy, right? And a lot of the times we wait for an excuse or a reason for us to, take a pause and kind of reflect and see what's going on. And most times that permission comes along with a sickness or an illness of some kind, or a disease. It's some kind of reason for us to not have to give 110% all the time, right? But I'm just telling you right now, this is your sign. This is the call for you to rest, reflect, and unwind and pause without having that breakdown, right? You can have the breakthroughs without going through the breakdown. And that is the magic. That is where the magic is. And that's what I help my clients get to. Because I noticed when I started my journey, I had a ton of breakdowns, a ton of things that just broke me down. And then it was in those moments of breakdown is when I finally found the nuggets of gold, the lessons that I was supposed to learn from that incident, that experience, right? But then I asked myself, I'm like, why do I have to go through this terrible pain and suffering in order to get this big aha moment, right? So I was like, there's got to be an easier way. And I found it. And now I teach it in my 4-month awakening coaching series. So that's pretty freaking awesome, right? And so when I asked the guys, I was like, okay, we're going to start reflecting. We're going to start unwinding and listening to our body, right? That's what the main message is start paying attention to your body, because your body is an instrument. It is a tool. It conducts and emits. So we attract and give out energy, right? It's just this constant flow of energy, right? So your body is an instrument for your higher self to send messages down. They send pings down, right? They kind of give you these inklings, these nudges, these things, and they get louder and louder as you go, right? And what I have learned along my own journey is that the messages that we receive, so messages meaning these tings, pains, depending on how hard the message is trying to get through, it can be, a stiff neck, it could be a pulled muscle, tear tendon, pulled broke bone or whatever it is. So whatever side of the body that's on, there is a message there. So if it's on the left side, that is a message of something in the past, something from that needs to be let go of, right? And where in the body will tell you kind of where, like, we can narrow down the message, right? So, and it's all based on your chakras. Now, this is something that I go in depth with my coaching clients, but I'm going to quickly just kind of skim over it with you here now, just so I can give you an idea of it, right? So the left is past. The right is present. Something that's going on right now, something that you need to pay attention to, something that's calling your attention and your focus that you're not willing to see, but you're, a lot of the times, if you say, for example, we have a stiff neck, right? That's something that we can really easily relate to, because we've all pulled a muscle in our neck, right? Too much weight on our shoulders. That's what they say. The saying is that. And that's really what the message is that you're carrying around too much. Now, if it's, again, on the left side, you pull the muscle on your left shoulder or left arm or shoulder or neck, anywhere in that area, it's something from the past that you haven't dealt with that needs to be let go of. The weight on your shoulders is weighing too heavy on you. It's time to let it go, right? And if it's on the right side, again, it's something in the present, something that's going on right now that needs to be dealt with, right? So when I asked the guides, what areas should we focus on, the first one that came up was your third eye. So your third eye is all about clear seeing, connecting you to your intuition, right? It's being able to get the messages relayed to you easily. Now, if you experience a lot of headaches, a lot of soreness, tenderness, it could be that your third eye is blocked, right? It very well could be a sign that you need to kind of let go of all of the ideas that you're running through your mind. And sometimes you don't even realize that you're putting so much strain and so much focus on things that you're, focusing your attention on until the pain starts to set in. And then you're like, oh my gosh, like I can't do this, right? So it's just about reading the energy in your body. Now, throat, if you have issues in your throat, sore throat, that's obviously, sickness, illness, whatever it is, obviously there's something that needs to be cleared in that area, something that you're not talking about, something that you haven't said, something that you're holding back, something that needs to be expressed, right? That's what the throat is all about. And then if you go down, the guides took us down to the sacral. So they jumped to the heart and solar plexus right now. But we're going to concentrate on your sacral. So your sacral is the area right below your navel and in your abdomen, right? So your sacral is all about pleasure. It's all about joy, all about experiencing and feeling and really just getting into it, right? So if there is something in your life that you are not allowing yourself to indulge in a healthy way, right? If there's something that you're holding back, or you're preventing yourself from experiencing because of fear of some kind, that area is going to give you problems. That area is going to say, hey, pay attention to me. There's something that you need to know. And again, if it's on the left side of your body, that's something from the past, something that you're not allowing yourself to fully enjoy in the present moment, right? And it's something sometimes that we just don't even realize until we tune into it. And so how you really tune into it is put your hands over your sacral, on your belly, right? And you tune in and say, hey, sacral, what message are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to communicate? What am I not seeing? What am I not doing, right? And just sit there for a minute with your hands on your belly and listen for a response. See what comes up. It's going to come in ideas. It's all going to be in your own voice, right? It's not going to be in somebody else's voice. So don't listen for that, because it's never going to happen. Just listen and say, hey, body, what are you trying to tell me? What am I not paying attention to? What have I been ignoring, right? Tune into it and see what you get. And sometimes what really helps too is if you put your hand on your back of your sacral. So on the front, on your belly, and then on the back. And you can even heal your own body just by putting love there. Now this is what I teach in Reiki. So if you want to get attuned to Reiki, that's something that we can discuss as well. But if you're not attuned to Reiki, it doesn't matter. You can still do this technique no matter what. All it is focused energy, right? So your hands, these hands right here, hold a lot of energy. These are energy portals. They come out and flow in all the time. So energy comes in through our right and goes through our left, right? That's kind of just the flow of it. So when you're doing that, you put your hand on your back and on your belly and go tune in, because this is the area too that we we tend to store a lot of our pain and hurt. You know, women are said to carry a lot of their agony and their pain in their hips, right? In their lower back, right? It's true. I can tell you that. Especially with working on enough clients, I can tell you that that's a big area, right? But it's just because they've just ignored it. You've just ignored it. You're afraid to tune into it, right? And that's okay. Now is the time to tune into that part of you that's calling out for your attention, that's calling out for you to give it love, to embrace that part of you and be okay with it. So the guides also told me to focus also on the root chakra. Root chakra, this is the safety. This is at the bottom of your spine, right? This is the energy. It kind of actually is in right between your legs, like right in that area, right? That's where the root chakra sits. So this is responsible for all of the security and safety and feelings of, you know, being safe in your own body, right? And this is also where we hold a lot of our money issues. All of our childhood stories, everything there is trapped in that spot. And that's why, as women, we carry a lot of guilt and shame, especially around money and how we deal with money and how we spend it and how we don't spend it. You know, we carry those grudges, those feelings of sadness and despair in that area. So our guides want you to tune into your root chakra as well. When you're tuning into your root chakra and you actively work on clearing that area of your body, what's going to happen is that you're not going to feel as squeamish. How else can I say it? You're not going to feel as scared to move forward in life. You're going to have the courage and the authority to move forward on things that you want to move forward on. You're going to be able to spend the money in places that you need to spend the money on. And you're also going to be able to save the money where you need to save it, right? So it's just that balance and getting in tune with it and grounding into your root chakra. And this is the area I find I start with a lot of my clients too. We usually start in the root chakra because that's the area where it doesn't get a lot of attention. It never is a place where people think of to focus their attention on, right? And you kind of stay away from that because there's that uncomfortable feeling of getting in touch with what really could be the changing factor of, you know, you going one way or another in life, right? So it just grounds you into your body, and that's the most healing thing you could possibly do. So becoming present with this energy that we hold in our body is so key. It's so fucking key because the energy that are holding in our body is always holding messages. So the energy that you're holding is always telling you messages of the thoughts that you're thinking, because the thoughts that you think create energy that is this reverberation effect. It's like this, you know, when you throw a stone on the water and you have those ripples effect, right? That's the same thing as your thoughts are rippling out into your body. And if we don't pay attention to them, they get trapped in your body, right? They get trapped there and then they start causing pain. So just knowing this, being able to tune into this is really going to make a difference, because then you can start tuning in saying, hey body, I feel your pain. I feel that there's something there. What is it? And then journal about that. Journal whatever it is, whether it is an idea or a thought or, you know, a feeling or an inkling or a knowing. Whatever you get, whatever it is that you get, write it down. The magic is pen to paper, because that is manifesting your thoughts into reality right there. That's so crazy. It's just that easy, right? So another thing that our guides wanted us to tune into is to open up your heart center, your heart center. Because this, again, is a big playing factor in how we live our lives, right? How we live our lives. So tuning into your heart. Now, a lot of the times you're going to know that your heart is closed off if you have a lot of negative thoughts and judgments about yourself, because those negative thoughts and judgments are floating around in there, creating these feelings of unworthiness, you know, undeserving. And it's almost like building up this bomb inside your chest. And then once it gets too big, it explodes. And then we have anxiety or depression, right? It just kind of like this big effect that happens, and then it ripples out throughout our entire body, right? So our guides want us to open up our hearts more and more. They also gave me affirmations that we can use. So we're going to do this now. We're going to do a little exercise. Okay, we're going to have some fun to open up our heart and allow love in. Because the thing is, what your guides want you to know is that you always have been and always will be deserving of love. No matter what you've done, no matter what thoughts you've thought, no matter what ill that you wished upon somebody, right? It doesn't matter. You're still deserving no matter what. So one thing that also came through was that love isn't something that we just give out. And we, as women, mothers, nurturers, we do get stuck in that place of just giving and giving and giving, especially empaths, right? And healers, my people. we give and give. And then we don't receive back because at some point somebody told us that we weren't worthy or deserving of it. So we just shut it off. So whenever something good happens our way, we dismiss it and then look the other way. And that is not allowing the love to get in. So we're going to open up our heart chakras today. Okay. So we're going to get you to put your hands over your hearts, over this space. We're going to tune into it. We're going to visualize a big ball of white light right in the middle of your chest, right? Visualize that ball and allow it to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And we're opening up this space, allowing more love, more healing, and more acceptance. Acceptance. Oh, that's a big one. Just sit there for a minute and just feel it. Visualize this ball of white light growing bigger and bigger, engulfing your entire chest now. Now it's going bigger and bigger and engulfing your entire body. We're going to get this white light to move farther and farther around. We're going to totally encompass our entire body in this white light. Shoot it down. Good. Now with your hands over your heart, I want you to say out loud or in your head, that's okay, the following affirmations. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of love. Good. I deserve to be adored. That's fun to say. Just say it. I deserve to be adored. I deserve it. Next is I am capable. Breathe that in. I am capable. Really, really feel that that heart space opening up. It's like a vortex. It's like spinning. You can just visualize it going bigger and bigger and bigger. And this portal is connecting you to the universe. This is connecting you to source. This is where all of that energy comes from. This is where it's stored, given, and received, right? So that's what we're doing. We're opening it up now. The next one is I am attracting abundance in my life in many forms. So I'll say that again. That was a little bit off. I am attracting abundance of love into my life in many forms. Just breathe that in. You're attracting this abundance and visualize it really coming to you, showering you with this love, abundance in so many forms. That's the thing. Love doesn't just come in one form. It comes in many. Abundance doesn't come in just money. It comes in many forms. It's your job to recognize that, right? So having your hand over your chest, over your heart, opening that space is going to allow you to start receiving more of this, more and more into your life. Okay? Whew, that was good. Ooh, we have one more affirmation. I'm sorry, before we go. The last one to open up that heart center. Let's get in there. Last affirmation is I am love. I am love. Whew. Really good. Feeling energized. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to quickly break into the cards now. And we're just going to get some validation for all the messages that were coming through. And also I have my animal deck, so we're going to have some animal guidance again this week. Love it. And if you're on, say hi. Let me know you're here. Let me know how your week is going. I love to know about that. I love connecting with you guys, right? So say hi at least and let me know that you're here. Okay. So we're going to go into the activation disc. I'm going to bring out my sacred geometry deck. We're going to ask our angels and our guides, what do we need to activate in order to allow our hearts to be fully open? What do we need to activate within our energy fields, right? We're always carrying all these different energies around, but some are dormant, some are sleeping, some are there, some are not. What do we need to bring in, right? What do we need to bring in? What energies do we need to activate in order to open up that heart space? There it is. Interesting. Discernment. That is really interesting. The frequency and energy of discernment. Jennifer says, my week is going good so far. I hope yours is too as well. Aw, yes, my week has been amazing. To be honest, I just came from an 1.5-hour massage right before this. My husband is amazing. He booked it for me and I'm feeling on top of the world. I'm not gonna lie. So the message is discernment. So using discernment in your life is key, because that could very well be the deciding factor between having an open chakra or not. Opening yourself to love means that, is this real? Is this not? Is this something that's good for me? Is it not? Right? There's always this back and forth. You're going to have options at any point, right? So discernment. So the frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance, right? Is this being authentic? Is this genuine? Is it worth my time? Right? You can ask that because your time is valuable, just so you know, right? It always has been. So give yourself that credit. So if you feel that something isn't genuine, we're all empaths in here. We know. We can tell. We have bullshit meters. Like, we can use them like no other, right? So that's the thing. So being in a place of balance and detachment, so being unattached, yet in compassion and wisdom. So bringing in that compassion and wisdom and understanding that everyone has a different point of view, that everyone's coming from a different place, right? So allowing yourself to take in the information in a discernment way, make sense of it for yourself, basically, whatever you're going through. Don't let other people tell you how you should think, feel, and act, right? That's something for you to understand. And that's what this card is telling you. Discernment, meaning it's up to you how you want to view the world, how you want to have, what perception do you want to experience life from, right? That's what this is telling you. So that's interesting. I really like that. Okay. This Rebecca Campbell deck is really calling to me. So I'm going to pull this out and see what message that we have here. The next question that I have is, what is the best way to make the best use out of the energy this week? Good question, right? How do you make the best out of it? Because we want to make sure that we get the best out of everything because we deserve the best, right? So how do we make the best out of this situation? Holy shit, things are just flying out of here. Okay. We got that one and the one on the bottom. Okay. We have lifting the veil. Woohoo! Lifting the veil. That's kind of what we're doing on a daily basis here, right? Lifting the veil. We're looking onto the other side. What has been hidden from us? Be willing to look on the other side of things. Read between the lines, right? So the veil is something, actually, this is a YouTube video that I recorded not too long ago. If you want to check it out, check out the Awakening Journey on YouTube and the veil is there. So the comment on this card is question everything. Question everything. Anything unaligned must go. So anything that doesn't really make you excited, is it really serving a purpose in your life? What is it doing? What is it allowing you to do? Because if it's not serving a purpose, if it's, causing you harm and pain and suffering, why do you keep doing it? Why do you keep showing up to that job that you hate? Why do you keep going back to this ex that you just can't get away from, but you wish you could leave, right? Why do you still talk to that person, that friend that does nothing but bring you down or make you feel shitty about yourself every time you're around them, right? Why do we keep doing these things to ourselves? Because we just don't know any other way. And sometimes we wait for permission to move away from things, right? But this card is saying, no, question it. Look into it and say, hey, what am I actually getting from this? What am I doing with this, right? That's a really good message. The next one that came out was Star Family. So every one of us, whether you believe it or not, we're really not from Earth, by the way. We're all from different planets, galaxies, different realms. There's the angelic realm, there's all these different higher dimensions, right? And that's the thing. We all have connections and families in these galaxies and planets and all these different places. We still have connections with them, whether we know it or not. We may feel that most of us as empaths don't feel that we belong on Earth, right? We don't fit in with a lot of things, right? We feel awkward and weird about things and we're like, I don't want to be here. I don't know. But that's the thing, is because we came here because it's the greatest mastery school that you could possibly ever go to. It's like, instead of going to the library and reading a book about Earth, you come here and experience it and learn it firsthand, right? It's just like swimming, right? You can't read a book about swimming and then go swimming and know everything about it. You have to go and actually do it. That's what we do here. The thing is that Earth right now is going through a big transition. And if you've been following me for a while, you've been hearing about this transition for a while, right? And that's what we're going through right now. So your Star Family, this card, is telling you to reach out to them. And how we reach out to them is just by thought. Just say, hey, Star Family, I want to connect with you. Connect with me. Open up that heart space. Connect. Visualize this cord running out and connecting to them, right? Your imagination is how everything is. Your imagination, by the way, is the spirit realm. I hope you know that, right? That's how we connect with things. So the card itself, it says, you're a part of a team of souls. Call in support. So whenever you're feeling a little bit weird, or if you're unsure about things, or if you need guidance, just say, hey, Star Family, I don't know where you are. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you remember me. They always remember you, by the way. But reach out to them and just connect. And then you're going to start getting in, your higher self is going to start sending you those messages. And you're going to start getting ideas that you've never had. You're going to start getting these urges, these, you get excited about things that you never used to get excited about, right? You kind of get a pull into a direction of, like before you never really wanted to learn about Atlantis, but all of a sudden you want to learn everything you can about Atlantis and Lemuria, right? For some reason, you get this idea in your head and you're like, I just can't get it out, and I just have to learn and connect with that as much as I can. I've had people connect with Thoth, the god of this emerald tablet, right? There's just so many things out there. It's crazy, but your Star Family is there. They know that you're here on Earth. They know that you came here and forgot everything from all of your past lives, from all of these things, right? They know that. So they're there to support you. And they come in very different forms. So just be aware of that. Okay. Next card that came out was Star Bathing. Oops, yeah, Star Bathing. Just thinking about star bathing is fun because the star itself is light. And that is the highest vibration and the source of love that you can possibly feel. So if you bathe in that, which again is in your imagination, when you go into the spirit realm, that's where we connect with it all. Imagine just imagine this coming over you, right? These droplets of pure white source energy completely just filling you up, and making you whole and complete, and just feel the light in your body. And then visualize the light as if the light is growing in each one of your cells, in your molecules, in your atoms, in every single tendon and muscle, and just in your skin, right? Like every part of you is light. The more we imagine this light turning on, the more you turn it on, the more light you become. And when you're bathing in it, you activate that DNA code that's going to bring in all of the information, all of the psychic abilities, telekinesis, telepathics, like all of that stuff. We hold it in our DNA. It just hasn't been activated yet. So when you do stuff like this, it's going to activate it. I also activate it in my 4-month coaching as well. But star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activations, right? That is what we're doing right now. That is the what can I say? The flipping over of the old world to the new world, right? This is our transition. What are you gonna do with it? And then the last card that popped out was, what is it? Surrender to the sweetness. Surrender to the sweetness. What does that mean to you? Surrender to the sweetness, right? Allowing yourself to feel the good stuff. So again, that brings us back to moving your attention and awareness down to your sacral. The sweetness of life is all felt and enjoyed and experienced through our sacral. So if our sacral chakra is not aligned, and if it's blocked, we're not going to be able to tune into the sweetness of life. We're not going to be able to stop and smell the roses. We're going to walk right past the roses, and it's not even going to comprehend that they even exist. We're just going to keep on going, right? But that's the thing, is that you're being called to say, hey, slow down. Look, roses, smell them. See what sweetness you can enjoy from that, right? That sometimes we just need to be reminded of these things, because we go about our days and we get stuck in this play, this game that we're on, in this mastery school of earth that we are at right now at this time in our existence. We get lost in it and we forget to do these things. So that's why I'm here to remind you. So the card itself, it says Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life, right? Isn't that all sacral stuff? Fuck yes, it is. Okay, so I've been talking a lot, and I hope you guys got a lot of information out of this. I'm going to pull one last card, which is our animal message for the week. And let's tune into that and see what comes up. And again, if these messages resonate with you, let me know what part of it resonates with you. What do you get out of it? And what are you going to practice throughout this week? How are you going to make the most out of the energy that you're taking with you throughout this week, right? I want to know. Share in the comments. Feel free. Okay, so last one. Whew. Oh, interesting. I think, didn't we? I don't know if we had this or not. The animal card of guidance came out was the badger. I don't know if we had this or not. I can't remember. Anyway, the badger is the weekly energy. It says bring your life into balance. The energy of the badger. Okay, let's pull out the book, because so many cards all over the place here. The badger. What messages do we have from the badger? Okay, so the guidance of the badger is, when you receive this card, it suggests that you need to strengthen your aura, building your confidence and expanding your heart. Isn't that what we were working on earlier? Okay, so invoke the great Archangel Mary and ask her to bathe you in love. Then sit quietly to receive it. Bathe in her energy, breathe it in and out all around you until you are surrounded by this blue cocoon of high frequency light. Woo! This will help you to deal with any negativity that others send towards you. The badger also calls you to do service work for the planet. What kind of service work can you do? What do you do? Do you enjoy what you do? Something to think about. Connect to the energy through this card and then link it to Archangel Sandalphon, the great silver angel in charge of the Earth Star. And then let Archangel Mary, so Jesus' mother, right? Let her love and light flow through you into the earth and direct it through the ley lines. So picture them becoming golden and radiant. So the badger reminds you to bring your life into balance. This may be to draw your leisure and your work lives into harmony, to share chores in your home, or bring your masculine and feminine energies into an equilibrium. And you can then you can fulfill your purpose of joy. So that's freaking awesome, right? The badger, just bring it into balance, reminding you, balance it. Balance is energy. There's that equilibrium that we want to kind of stay in towards. And if you get off, that's okay. It's how fast can you pick yourself back up? That's something that you can work on, right? So those are the messages for this week. I hope that this resonates with you. I hope that it gives you good guidance, and let me know what you get out of this. If whatever resonates with you, I want to know. I want to hear from you. And again, I am booking consultations this week, next a couple weeks for spots in my awakening coaching. So it's a 4-month awakening coaching, and it is all this and more. So awakening life coaching, if that's something you're interested, you want to learn more about, message me. Let's talk about it. All right. So that is it for me this week. I want to send you so much love and so much light. And I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And I will see you again very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.